Well, it's early morning at Bam Bam Industries. Got carried away this morning, almost forgot which belt I was working on. We left off, we just burnished it and fixing to dye the edges. And I'll look up which color this was. Takes a little patience on this part because the thread is white. You don't want to drip down over it. You don't want to drip, period. But this cordovan's really going to work out good. Got to looking at all the different videos previous to this, and kind of a long video for a first one. If you've watched all this, hats off to you. I'd take my hat off, but then you'd see my morning hair. It ain't pretty. It's about, it's almost 6 now. My routine, since this is not a full-time job, I come out here in the morning pretty early, have a cup of joe, read the good book a little, check the old social media, and I work on things for usually about an hour. Because a lot of this stuff is, this part right here, 5 or 10 minutes. Well, then it's got to dry. This afternoon I get back. Next step, dye is dry, ready to roll. I just took some holsters out of dunked them in water, getting ready to wet form them. Well, it takes all day, even in the easy bake, for them to dry before you can do the next step. There we go. On my belts, I don't dye the backside. I also don't punch the holes in them till the very last. I don't know if other people do that or not. To me, it's like, why would you want the whole backside dyed? First of all, if you ever get any rub off, that's where it's going to happen. If the dye rubs off on it. And then I think it just, every once in a while, people will get a glimpse of the natural leather. And heck, if you're getting something made like this, why wouldn't you want natural leather showing through every now and again? I can dye the whole thing if somebody wants. I'll flip that. I really need to sweep the floor. Let's just say, for instance, somebody out there amongst the worldwide interweb has taken the time to watch the whole show. Heck, let me know. Unless you didn't like it, then, you know, keep your opinion to yourself. Just kidding. I go a long time without getting belt orders. A long time. I haven't done this but about a year. And then now I've got 3 on the bench, another one to make, and another one on the way. This little jig I made is just a lifesaver. Really good. Handy. When I get done with this part this afternoon, I got to get this one, the other part of the orders ahead of this. I guess this part drug a little bit because I always wait till I get my video camera out. So it's your fault. This afternoon I'll, what I call dressing the edge. There's a solution I put on it, re-burnish it. After I burnish it again, it'll be ready to punch the holes and then shoot it with the acrylic resin, which is what I've got to go do to about 5 holsters and a belt. Catch you this afternoon. Well, here we are again. Done turned into evening. Fast and furious day at the day job. Now back to doing what I like to do. We already burnished it before I dyed it. I go back and forth on whether I do it in that sequence or not. But what I do is I have a concoction here of what is it, beeswax and paraffin. Beeswax and paraffin. 50-50. Melted it together in the cooked it up. I don't know how. I've been using that for some time. Probably a year, so I guess it doesn't put much on there. And I do it with most things. There we go. Alrighty then. Pump that up a little bit. Go like this. Still figuring out how I like to use this. suppose there's some burnishing goes on here. Really, it's already been done. Just kind of dresses it out, what it does. And I may find a spot where I want a little more. Start to finish, like anything, takes about a week. I think I started this one, I think it was Monday. Today's Friday. That's Monday or Tuesday. Hush. Not you. That was you was talking to. There we go. Drink it up one more time. Ta-da! After I finish here in a little bit, I got several things to shoot with acrylic resin. That's how I finish them. And we'll be ready to shoot that thing with the airbrush. Give it 2 coats and then poke some holes in her and she'll pretty much be done. Alright, I got carried away a minute ago. Already punched the holes in the belt, but I've shot a few things and now we're going to go after the belt. And it's really just spraying the coat on. Get where I can see. And I want to turn towards the camera, but then I can't see the belt. Sun's coming in, blinding me. did it with a paintbrush, and there's nothing wrong with that. I try and just do things a little better all the time. And one of the things is when you put it on with a brush, sometimes it'll mess with the coloring in that it'll blend together. My belt I got coming up, I have one that's an airbrush belt. Well, that ain't polite. It'll go off in a minute. There we go. And it just gets a more even coat. There's a fine line of getting so shiny it looks plasticky, and we don't want to have another piece that looks like plastic. The only things in this shop that are my real nemesis are the things that are mechanical. The airbrush and the sewing machine. They can both be finicky. The Resolene, once you do several things, a lot of times it starts clogging it up. Go. And it's tacky for just a few minutes. I'll hang this one in a spot so it can dry a little bit. I give it at least 12 hours before I go with the second coat. And speaking of which, that's what I got to do with the next one. And I don't think I'm going to show the video of me doing the second coat, but next time we cue up the iPhone camera, we'll be putting the hardware on and see what it looks like when it's done. Well, didn't video putting it together, but it's just bolting the hardware in and the keeper. But that's the finished deal. Kind of pretty. I can get the whole thing passed through for you. Some of the things people don't notice, if it's wrong, they notice it. If it's right, it doesn't really stand out, is all the work that goes into the edges. That'll come off. If it's wrong, stands out like a sore thumb. If it's right, it just doesn't catch your eye because nothing's wrong. I don't know if that makes sense or not. One of the parts you put more into, one of the least, but not noticed if it's right. About a 1/4 inch thick, measures 0.25. I think she's sturdy enough. Now you need one.